Hello, Rabbi Akiva. So good to see you.
Good to be seen. Thanks for having me.
Okay, well, we're co-hosts here, so you're not exactly a guest.
Thanks for
Let's
being had.
also not okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Another beautiful day in the neighborhood. Off to the library soon. Working on my summer program education. All good things.
Wow,
How
that's
about you?
well. I haven't been to the library in quite a few years. It's not because I don't read. I,
Do you
I
read? No. Yeah.
I buy books and I read online. That's the important
I can't.
distinction here.
I can't stand reading online. It's not
What's
the
the
same.
screen? Is that what bothers you?
Yeah. Like when I'm in
Okay.
front of a screen, I'm in like skim mode. I'm not like in sitting back, curling up with a good book. You know.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah.
You
How
can't
does it make
curl
you
up
feel
with
that?
a screen. You don't curl up with a screen. You curl up with a book.
I think people with Kindles would disagree with you, or iPads for that matter, or phones.
Eh.
Okay, you might not hold by it, but it's definitely true. Okay. Um, a question came to mind this week. The way I was interacting with a student, and we're basically having this conversation about what drives you. In essence, what is your why? What's the reason you get up in the morning? And then a lot of students started responding by mitzvot. Like I want to be an Eved Hashem, and I want to connect to my prayer or my learning or my growth. So then it kind of dawned on me, which is a very powerful conversation, and I think we should absolutely schmooze about it another time. But this one in particular, what is your mitzvah? What is the mitzvah you connect to that just like that defines your relationship with God? Yeah, I'm asking you.
Mine? Like specifically?
Yeah, you. Who else am I talking to on
I
this
don't know.
call?
I had not thought this through. I didn't know you were going to ask me. What is like oh, easy.
Oh, okay.
Achdus. Like Avas Yisrael.
Is Achdos a mitzvah?
Your face is a mitzvah. Don't question my mitzvahs.
You can't make up mitzvot. Okay, that much is clear.
Yes, I think V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love thy neighbor like thy love thyself, thy is a mitzvah. Yes, that I believe is a mitzvah.
Okay, that
I,
yeah. How does that manifest for you? How do you do that?
I would say loving all Jews, finding connections with people, not speaking disparagingly about people like lashon hara, um, not hating people.
Okay.
Like I see people get worked up over the craziest things. I have had my conflicts in my life with people, but I've worked very hard to make sure not to hate them, or not be upset at them or hold a grudge or anything like that. I would say that is my mitzvah. I would say the following. I don't know if it's a mitzvah, but it's something that's huge for me. Is Gam Zulatova, like that everything happens for the best. That's a huge
Okay.
guiding theological point in my life. Um, I don't know if that's a mitzvah. I guess it's probably mitzvah. Amuna, faith in Hashem. That's a mitzvah. Those
Okay.
I would
So
say
that's
my
the
two.
one,
I can only
but
pick
yeah.
one. So how about you?
So I was thinking about it. I was asked this question initially like 15 years ago, back when I barely knew what mitzvot were,
Okay.
and it was probably like 12 years ago.
Like
But and
last.
I fumbled the answer. Like this was not a positive interaction. This was not when I was all that you see before you. Um,
Oh, it's
yeah,
correct.
right. Whatever this is. But and now I never really had to think about it because I try to engage in all mitzvot. Really try like I pray, I learn, I try and do all these things. And then I realized the thing I find, and I have a very loose definition of it, and it's only because of COVID that I was able to come to this realization, but it's hachnasas orchim. And for
What does that mean in
me,
English?
and the welcoming of guests. So, but for me, I realized Hachnasas Orchim is so like people really they own this mitzvah over the course of Sukkot. When you can have your sukkah and you invite people to it, and at my family like we play a game. It actually comes from the chief rabbi of our shul, Rabbi Goldberg asks every in Boca Raton asks if you were to add a guest to Spizen, to the guests of our forefathers, who would that be? And every year he changes it up, like living, dead, family member, non-family member, and you kind of get to build out the type of personalities you want to learn from. And I found over COVID, because we weren't able to have guests and really any even it was like a busha is like embarrassing to do outside, like you didn't publicize if you were having people even in your backyard and you were 30
Right.
feet away, like there's no concept of this. So I said the mitzvah can't be it can be restricted to your home. It can't just be this concept like, oh, only if I have a table that can suit having more people am I able to accomplish this mitzvah. And I found, especially in a time I work with teenagers, like high school students, college students, who have just so many challenges and with anxiety, depression. And Hachnasas Orchim to me is just opening up a space that people feel comfortable. So like every week I'm traveling all over Israel, meeting with students, and thank God it's a very rewarding experience. But none of them had come to my dira here in Baka, but to be able to have that relationship and open and really create a space where people feel safe, they feel comfortable, and that they're welcome. And that's really something I've tried owning over COVID, but now I really like that's my mitzvah. And I had 45 people at my Purim Suda. I hosted Thursday night Mishmar, 50 people came. Like that's like it actually works in the home as well, but to be able to bring it out of the home and I think it plays into Achdus, it plays into that.
Well, I was going to say, I just thought of this now for the first time, right? Hachnasat orchim, we say, is welcoming guests. But if you look at the etymology, the root of the word hachnasat is knesset, which means to gather, like Beit Knesset.
Right.
And orech is a path. That's what the word means. It's an orech, is a path, a way. And so really you're gathering all these ways of life, right? Where you're getting to bring in different types of people. Achnasat orchim is, I think, different paths, and creating space for all those different kinds of people, not just inviting, there's a great line I love, I say a lot, which is growth begins where your comfort zone ends. It's not my line, but the one that is my line is Achdus begins where your social circle ends. You know what? You have to think if you agree with it. It's just a nice line, okay? Unity begins.
No, I don't buy into this. Oh, it's just a nice line. Don't read into it. Are you kidding me?
It happens to me. You should read into it because I agree with you on that. Because otherwise, you just find these lines, like they just flip the word, so it sounds exciting. But no, I think that's true. Like when you're unity and uniformity is no big feat, right? It's right. Unity without uniformity. When there's hachnasat orchim, when there's many paths.
Well, I think unity by definition is that diversification. I think that's otherwise without that diversification, it would be uniformity. But the fact that unity implies that there are people from different
harmony. You can't harmonize alone, right? You need two to harmonize.
Yeah, but you can all be the same. You can be uniform and harmonizing. That's not. You're impossible.
Yes.
All right, Rabbi Akiva, I'm gonna actually turn it over to our audience and like just they don't need to tell us because who are we? But like, what's your mitzvah? How do you connect? How do you make your life better, the world better? What improves your relationship with God and the greater community? I think it's an amazing exercise. I love this question. Mind you, I haven't thought about it for 12 years. But like, wow,
it's a great question. All right,
wow, another great episode of Schmooze.
That was half-hearted, half-handed.
Okay, just end it here. End it.